Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of, well, whatever's on the channel today. And today, that happens to be making something in the game Microscope. Now, um, to everyone that has not heard of Microscope, never played Microscope, here's the basics. It's a world building, collaborative tabletop role playing game. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So, let me see here. The author of this game says I should read this part because it's really important. All of us sitting at this virtual table here have equal creative power. At times, we're going to have different roles in different authority in this game, but we're all equal participants and authors of this world we're going to build together. It may sound like I'm running the game because I'm going to be explaining a lot of the rules, and I may interrupt and jump in to clarify how the game works, but I don't have any more authority than anyone else when it comes to actually playing the game. There is no GM in this one. So, with that being said, let's see. This game is a step by step. Sorry. Let me try. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. I want to be right here. Here we go. Okay. So, the game of Microscope. We're going to start with an overview or a single sentence that sets the big picture. Because we're playing in a system that we've chosen, Lancer, there's going to be a couple of different things that happen there, but I can get to that in a minute. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, um, how this game works is we're going to set a big picture. We're going to set some bookends. We're going to create a palette, and then we're going to have our first pass at setting all of this up. Now, let me explain what that means. First, the big picture. The big picture is let's see, a single sentence that summarizes our entire setting, but leaves out all of the details. It should be no bigger than a sentence. A good example that the book gives is an ancient empire rises and falls. A couple of others. Cavemen at the dawn of time found the first civilization. Or mankind leaves the sick earth behind and spreads out to the stars. Together, I know we've picked a mech game, but within that category, there are so many different ideas that come up that I think together, creating an overview for ourselves, a big picture, will allow us all to better understand what kind of mech game we're going to play. I've put down just a very basic overview, Age of Mechanical Warriors. That's all I've put in. I want to know what you guys think we should add or even take away from this sentence to shape it in the way you guys would like to see it set our big picture.
It's a fairly open and broad enough thing that I feel like we can do more of it with the palette stuff.
Okay. Thoughts, Lauren?
I guess what is the palette there? Is that something else or a little different?
Yes, the palette comes next. I can explain what the palette is.
Okay.
Here, yeah, I can explain it right now. So we'll have our big picture. We'll create a couple of periods, and then what we're gonna do when I say a couple of periods, we're basically going to pick the beginning and the end of our story. So ancient civilizations rise and fall. The beginning period may be the start of the empire, and then the last the last bookend would be the fall of the empire.
Okay.
Once we do that, then we'll take a look and create a palette for us. Now, a palette is a list of yeses or nos. The palette is a list of things that we will agree to reserve the right to include, or conversely, outright ban. So we'll go around, and if somebody has something they say yes to, great. If someone we can discuss it and add it. If they have something that's a no, we can discuss it and add it. The big thing to remember about the palette is you can suggest everything, but if you want clarification, or you are not necessarily a fan of something in the yes column, you can absolutely, we can discuss that. So, yeah. So, yeah, this is for your specifics. Like, yes, I want space flight. No, I don't want space flight, or things like that.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Let's see here. So, are you okay with our bookend here, or our overview, or something you'd like to change about it?
You repeat it again. It was Ancient Warriors.
Yes, it's on the screen. Overview, the Age of Mechanical Warriors.
I mean, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and move on to our bookends. Okay. Bookends. So, the history is going to be divided into what we call periods. Each period is a very large chunk of time. We're talking decades, centuries even. These bookends will describe how our history begins and ends. They're your starting and ending periods, and these will bookend our history. We'll add more periods later, but everything we add from here on out is in between those 2 points after we make them. So we'll agree on a short description for each period, just a few sentences or a paragraph at most, explaining a clear picture of what happens during that time. And then what we'll do is we'll decide whether each description is light or dark, depending on what happens during that period. And the tone, light or dark, is describing the tone. Is this a happy time or a sad time? So let me go. Another important thing for both of you, I've given you both admin privileges on this game because it's completely collaborative. So in the top left-hand corner, sorry, go ahead.
I just said cool.
Okay. Top left-hand corner, there's a navigation panel. There's the overview and palette and the little drop-down. Each one of these scenes is going to be a new period. So, for example, I'll take us to the first stage. Well, give me a sec because I've got to give the camera permissions. User management. Oh, jeez. There we go. Oh, did it kick everybody out? It kicked me out.
I'm still in, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. It just kicked the camera out, that's all.
It might have to kick them out so that it can
update the permissions.
Set the new permission.
Gotcha. So I've taken us to the first stage here. Now, it says I just wrote something. So the first stage I put as a light in the top left-hand corner. You can see I put it as a light event and said the age of mechanical suits begins, ushering in a new age of technology for the unprepared globe. The rest of the world is not prepared for the changes it will create, but leap at the chance to catch up or get ahead. I've left it pretty broad. I'm not describing anything super specific.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. Because that we'll get more granular as time goes on. But, yeah, that. What do you guys think about this? Is our starting period?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're doing a mech setting, one of
This is
the points people want to know about is where the big robot come from.
right. And one thing I didn't mention, but or I didn't show you, but we'll mention here now, is I originally wrote this to say the first mech suit is created. I changed that because that sounds like a specific event at a specific point in time, like a very specific event. And for a period, not great. A little more broad, like this, is just fine. Now, here is where everything begins for us to work together. I'm going to pull us all to the final age. I have not decided what the bookend of our world is. So, the Age of Mechanical Warriors. How does this end?
How does it end, Blow? What are
Mm,
your opinions?
mm. I mean, I'm thinking like the beginning phase you described reminds me of like the space race almost, but just with like mech stuff, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, you've got the rise of all that. We're talking about warriors, I'm thinking about war and battle type things going on. Because as competition increases, you've got probably sabotage and not so great things happening in the competition sphere. So maybe at this point, hmm, hmm,
It sounds to me like you're leaning towards dark.
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So, what kind of for me, there's one of two ways you can take a dark ending when it comes to an age of mechanical warriors like this. You can either, through some process or another, create the extinction of humanity, or you can have an exodus because of what humanity has done. Which do we like
See,
better?
I'm also in this regard thinking this is, in a sense, the end of one story, but the genesis for the one that we'll be playing, right?
Yes.
So that's the thing. After we've built this, a regular game of Microscope will play it all out. Afterward is when we decide where we want to play. So if you guys, we get done with this game and we look at it and we say, where's the most interesting point to play? We can pick any spot on this timeline. We could even pick the last stage and then build on from what happens thereafter. Sure, absolutely. But there's lots of options. Don't feel like we're only building the backstory. We could absolutely be building the current day for us. Hell, we could be planning out the broader future of the game we play in. I know that sounds a little anticlimactic, as in, well, why would I bother playing in a game when the future's already set in stone? But there's a lot of leeway in there for how you, as a character, interact with that.
How we
So,
get to that point, yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. So don't feel like the end period has to be, the one we play in. But I absolutely agree. The ending of this arc, does the ending of this story does inevitably mean the beginning of another story of what comes after. So yes, you're absolutely right with that.
Mm.
And I think my thought on whether or not certain things happen also depend on some palette questions.
Okay.
Mm.
And we can
Like,
add. Go ahead.
if this is a setting where there is space travel, for example, it could be the end scene is setting up something like the Universal Century from Gundam, where you had outlying colonies that rebelled against Earth and then invaded Earth, and that's what eventually led to the
Right.
creation of the Gundam.
Right. So, how about this? We can absolutely do this. Instead of building our final bookend, let's go to our palette and let's make our palette, and then that will help inform us what the end period of our game may look like. How's
Yeah,
that sound?
that
Okay,
is just my thought.
I
I agree with
absolutely
that.
agree. Okay, so we're going to be building a palette. Everybody, I'm going to leave you by yourself so you can navigate back to yourself. I'm going to navigate back to the overview and palette. Actually, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I've got to drag the camera over regardless. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, we've got our palette here. Um, Palette is a list of things, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're going to go in, we'll start with me, and then I'll hand it off to Rowan, and then we'll hand it to Lo.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go around like this. Now, make 2 columns. Yes, I've made those 2 columns. So the important thing to remember about a palette is you're wanting to add something. For example, I would add something to the yes column if I think the other players would not expect it to be in the history, but I want it to be included. So if we're playing a swords and sorcery game and I say there's magic, and everyone looks at you and goes, Cyrus, yeah, duh, this is swords and sorcery. But if I wanted to say there is no magic in a swords and sorcery game, that becomes a lot more interesting. So, for me, I will, let's see, let me think here. So, we're going to repeat until, yeah, okay, da 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 da. Big rule, no one should be unhappy about what winds up added or banned on the palette. So if something's in the yes, then during the rest of the game, it is okay to introduce it into the history, even if it doesn't seem like it fits, because we put it on the palette. And we've all agreed it belongs. And if something is in the no palette, it's never okay to bring it into the game, no matter what. We've all agreed it's not part of the history.
That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
another thing to remember is even if something is in the yes column, it doesn't exist in the history until someone introduces it into play. Something might be in the yes column, but never get used at all. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's a list of exceptions.
Mm.
So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with a no. Yeah, I know, look at me. But I am going to say no. I am going to say no extraterrestrials.
No
So,
aliens. I
no
hate 'em.
aliens. Not that I hate them, I just think that a mech story is better served as a human story.
Yeah.
So, we're going to pass it on to Rowan.
Mm.
Oh, the other thing to note is if somebody runs out of, let's see, let me take a look how the rules go again. Da 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 da. Let's see here. Sorry, I am.
No, you're fine.
Okay. The first time someone opts not to add something, our palette is done. So even if I have really cool ideas still in my head, if Lo says, I'm happy with the palette the way it is, it's done. Okay, I'll have to shelve those ideas for another game.
Mm.
Okay.
So, that being said, Ron?
I'm going to say yeah.
Do you
What
want me
did
to
you
type it
use?
or I can type it for you?
You can do it. You know what you're doing back. I'm going to say yes. Strange real world.
Oh, okay. Why don't you explain to the audience what that means?
So, if those in the audience are not fans of the Ace Combat series, Ace Combat takes place in a world that they call Strange Real, where things are very similar to how they are in the real world, but it is not the real world. There is no America, Russia, China, all these other countries and cultures. But there are things that, if you squint at them and look at them from the side of your eye, do have some analogs.
Okay, I like this, but I do have a clarification. Is this a strange real world, or is this the strange real world?
It is just a strange real world.
Okay, so it made up countries, potentially morphed continents, but you're absolutely right. Some of those old alliances and things like that may have different names, but the flavor is there.
It has a verisimilitude to the real world without having to bring in the baggage of the real world.
Okay.
I think is another way to explain it.
Okay.
That is it for me.
Yep, go ahead, Lo.
Okay. This might be a little on the nose, maybe, but I guess when I think of mechs, I think of like two categories, I guess, because you could have like all stuff just on the world setting, or you can have it be a space thing as well. So
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking yes to the possibility of space travel.
So space travel, yes. I am okay with that. What about you, Rowan?
I also like it. Is it something that we want limited, or is it something that we want pretty expansive? Like, are we talking? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, the next time it comes around your turn to put something on the palette, absolutely.
Mm.
I was going to say, we're still collaborating, but at this point, how do they put it? Microscope is a little bit like poker. You want to keep your cool ideas close to the vest until you use them. If the rest of us know what you're going to do ahead of time, it's not as interesting. Not like anybody wins or loses in Microscope. But having that idea hit the table, like Strange Reel, oh my god, that's fucking great. Why didn't I think of that? So, yes, we can discuss scope when it comes time to do your addition to the palette. Rowan, is that okay?
That makes sense.
Okay. So, yes, space travel.
Yeah.
It comes back to me, and I am going to be the downer again and say no to habitable. Wow, I can't. Habitable exoplanets. That doesn't mean there are no colonies to me, but what it does mean is. There we go. What it does mean to me is. Space stations. And it means that environments that are planet side are not habitable for human life. What do you guys think?
think it's interesting, and I think it leaves ways to where that can be played around with in a way that leads to interesting events.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
even if we wanted to kind of get around that, then you could be
Oh,
like,
yes.
I want terraforming.
Okay.
Mm.
It is your turn, by the way.
I'm going to say no extrasolar space travel.
Oh, okay. So not only are we confined with the planets, we're confined to our own solar system.
Yes.
Okay. All
For
right.
whatever reason, be it technology or something within the heliopause of this solar system.
No extrasolar travel. Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
It makes it feel like a small setting, as small as the solar system can be.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't turn into BattleTech where it's like, oh my god, there are just countless stars and countless of these tiny warring it's feudalism but in space. Oh my god, my head hurts. Love BattleTech, but god, I sat through a 2-hour video talking about the first 500 years of the BattleTech universe, and I'm like, we're
It doesn't
still
help
like
that the writers for BattleTech went, we're going to get nitty
granular.
gritty.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're going to get down and talk about everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes it a very real setting, but it makes it a very dense setting.
Right. Yeah. No, and I
Right.
agree with that because I was already thinking like, yeah, there should be some kind of limit in that sense, and I think that covers that.
Because
Right.
this makes me, and my inspiration for this is
Oh.
Warframe and Destiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For
That's
why I
fine.
say no
Yeah.
extrasolar travel.
Yeah.
Everything
Now,
takes place in those settings in the solar system or just outside of it.
gotcha. I believe it comes back to Lauren's turn.
Hmm. Hmm. It's going back and forth about this. So I know we're doing mech stuff. It's going to be futuristic. It's going to be like, to me, beyond this. So I want to do a no
Okay.
for nuclear scale weaponry.
So nuclear weaponry?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here.
Now we're getting a little. Now we're getting a little Metal Gear.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, so no nuclear weaponry, but not other nuclear things.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Like nuclear power could still exist.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And I was about to elaborate some reasons why it may not, but that's not where we're at right now. It's not where we're at right now. So, all right. Just to make it easy to see, it comes back to me. I think it's time I put a yes out there somewhere. Yes to catastrophic weather.
Hmm.
And I mean that kind of does what it says on the tin, you know? Okay. Believe that goes to Ron.
Have an idea. And I
Okay.
think it might throw things for a bit of a loop.
Okay.
Yes. Magical realism.
Oh. Okay. Magical.
And
So go ahead.
For how I define it
Yes.
as, big hotshot literary person, is the magic exists within an otherwise, not necessarily magic, but the fantastical, capital F fantastical, things that aren't real exist within an otherwise mundane world. For an
Examples.
example, ghosts might exist. Magic might be a reality of this world.
Interesting.
But that it's treated
Me as
normal.
the person who's going to be running this game eventually is already like, there's so much there. Oh, all right. Sorry, but this is called what again?
Yes, magical realism.
Okay, so firebolt and the wizard with the white beard, probably not. That thing that you see out of the corner of your eye in a dark hallway at night might not just be a figment of your imagination. That's okay. Sorry, go
Maybe
ahead.
there is a magical substance, and is the whole reason why this futuristic technology exists.
Perfect. It's a decent substitute. Not a decent, a really good substitute for potential nuclear power. That works. Okay. Low.
Thank you. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, this one might be a little different. Maybe I'm trying to think how I'd say it. So instead of like, if you're thinking about a monetary system, right? Like
Okay.
we're in a future time. To me, you would go beyond what would be like capitalism or whatever else government we have that we think of that runs on just money for trade. Maybe more like a bartering and skill system instead of run by the coin. If that makes sense.
Okay, so yes, bartering exists. I am
How do you word that? Because that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
well, so are you saying bartering to the exclusion of money?
Yes.
Okay. And it not necessarily the whole system, but the whole story, but somewhere along the line, if you want to introduce that, it it's somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, barter supremacy, and I can absolutely see where that goes. Let me think here. Honest. Oh, that's not what I meant to do at all.
Barter.
Barter supremacy.
100%.
You heard it here
opacity.
first, folks.
That's go to the fill option, not the text option. Okay. I feel like we could add things all day, but I think I'm out of things to add to the palette.
Then I guess we're done.
Yeah.
Is that okay with everybody? Okay.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even be asking that.
Yep, you can't ask that. You have decided.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do at all. Whoops. Yep, I have decided. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't add something way out of way out of left field when we're actually building this. What
Right.
it does mean is, hey, you created this kind of weird facsim. Oh, hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done.
No.
We get one more round, baby.
Yes. I am going to say no to AGI.
What's that?
AGI.
Artificial General intelligence.
No AI.
No way.
No true. Let's see here. Oh, that's
No
not what I meant to do.
abominable intelligences, in order to use the Mechanicus term.
Yeah.
Right. Now, that's a little odd considering the system, but not the system. That's a little odd considering,
They're-
well, Lancer.
Yeah, it does use NHPs.
Right. What I'm going to say is they are, like the AI we have today is not true AGI.
Yeah.
I will say this story, we don't get there. There may be facsimiles, things that try, but in the interest of variety, because we've had a mech campaign on this platform before, and there were true artificial general intelligences there. But for our purposes, I think it'd be interesting if we focused on something else. And true AGI does not exist.
Acceptable.
Yep.
Okay. Ron?
I'm going to add another yes.
Okay.
And that is going to be yes to terraforming. I like the idea of habitability beyond the main planet, but I also like the idea that it has to be worked for, and it's something that's not necessarily easy.
Perfect. So there are no garden worlds, but
You
at
could
some
turn
point someone
Mars
could try one.
habitable, but
For a
something
while.
bad could also happen.
Right.
Hmm.
Giant
Oops,
dome
they
settlements, things like that.
Or we have terraformed this planet, but if this one machine breaks, the terraforming will start to reverse over time.
Yep. And I guess that brings it to Low. Got a yes or a no, or are you happy?
I think I have one more yes.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe at some point in the story, like post-apocalyptic elements to
Oh, post-apocalypse. All right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was wondering if someone was going to look at this and say, this screams post-apocalypse.
It do.
It screams post-apocalypse. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm thinking like in my head, I'm picturing like the land of Ooh, but like robots instead of the candy
The
people.
land of Ooh. Do I get to play Gunter? Gunter! Getting the robot!
Gunter with his Gundam.
Someone out there opening a bag of chips real noisy. Sorry. Oh, okay. Alrighty. So, no, it's not Zappa. He doesn't have opposable thumbs yet.
I like the yet.
Well, he might someday if he keeps stepping right in front of me as I'm walking. I've already stepped on his paws once and felt really bad about it. He's not careful.
You feel bad.
Now I nearly punted my cat by accident the other day because she ran in front of me as I'm stepping, and I'm tall, and so I smacked her, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Right?
She was so, yeah, she was very offended, but
okay. So this palette, is our last chance to freely negotiate and build up a consensus about what this history is going to be like. We've told each other what kind of things we expect, and now, from here on out, we're working together, but we're not collaborating, if that makes sense. Or we're all working on the same history, but from here on out, we're not there's not a group consensus to be reached. The only time that I or anyone else can question someone's decision is if we have a question of clarification, or if we're wondering if it fits within our rules, our palette. Okay?
Makes sense.
Now, let's go back to step 2 and look at our final template. Everything we've set up here, how does that affect our template? Our final period?
This leads to a thought for me. Feel free to disagree, but we have post-apocalypse now.
Mm-hmm.
And general knowledge consensus would be that the end is the apocalypse.
Okay.
But what if the thing here is post-apocalypse?
Okay, absolutely.
A renewal.
Yeah.
Okay, so another light? Another light event,
Potential.
potentially?
Another potentially light. I could see, and then just because it's light doesn't mean it's 100% light.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
never. There's always some darkness and light, and always some light and some darkness.
Yeah. Or there's got to be some darkness to get to that light, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This
So,
could be a period of rest. In fact, I would propose a name, if allowed.
okay.
And that would be an age of restoration.
Okay. So, let's say the age of restoration begins. Let me think here. So, the age of restoration begins. A short paragraph here, just a sentence or two.
The age of restoration begins.
Let's say that there's a reunification of disparate tribes into a nation. Well, hold on. That's more of an event. That's more of an event. Sorry.
It could be a
more general.
Yeah, general sense of reunification and restoration between disparate elements.
All right, say that one more time so I can type it.
Disparate elements of humanity seek reunification, restoration, and reconciliation.
The last word again, sorry.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation. What do you think, Lauren?
I like that. And then I think another sentence what that could be.
I think I misspelled reconciliation.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a funny word I used. I pulled out the dime store words.
Pulled out all the R's. Reconciliation, restoration.
Not intentional, but you know what? I'll say it was.
All right. I think that's how you spell those. Anything you'd like to change there?
I mean, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I can't think of anything.
Okay. So, change to a light. Which means already I'm thinking, oh, this is great because that means I can play somewhere in the middle here. We can play somewhere in the middle here. Where all the dark stuff is. Okay. So, we've got our age, light, we got a description. Very short, nice and broad. Excuse me. So, everybody happy? Our palette, our bookends.
So far.
Perfect. In that case, we're gonna go to the first pass. Now, let me explain how this works real quick. Okay. Now that setup is done, I was told by the author I had to read this verbatim. We're ready to start play. We already know more about our history than we did when we came up with a single sentence idea. And as we play, we'll find out more and more. The basic structure of the game is that we keep going around the table, adding to the history, making either a period, an event, or a scene. Each rotation, there's going to be one player called the lens, and that player is going to pick a particular focus that everything we create has to relate to. So, if the focus is a city, each player is going to add something to the history that somehow relates to this city. It's a topic to keep us all on the same page. If we make a period or an event, just describe what happens as though we're seeing it from a bird's eye view. You're in charge, and the rest of us are going to listen and hear what you have to say. If you make a scene, we're all going to pick characters and role play to find out what really happened in that moment in history. Now, because this is a refresher and for all of us really, or a first-time learning experience, I am going to go first, all right? So, okay, hold on. There's one more scene of setup. So we're going to do what's called a first pass. We're going to go around the table. I'll start with me. We'll add a period. Each person will add one period and place it between any two adjacent periods. Give a short description of what happens and set the tone. So I am going to go ahead and create a period. In the scene selection on the right-hand side, there is something called an age template. If you right-click it, you can hit duplicate. I'm actually going to throw that at the original at the bottom. So that age template, now a copy. I'm going to configure it so we can all see it in there, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to bring us here. Configure. Let's see. I'm going to call it the Age of Cataclysm. For my description, it absolutely is. It's going to be a dark event, but the Age of Cataclysm. The Age of Cataclysm sees the entire world rocked with devastating natural disasters. From the largest nation to the smallest village, no family is left unscathed. Obviously, this sounds like a dark age. Now, I am going to create an event. An event is a specific thing that happens inside of a period, like a prince seizing a throne or a colony ship arriving on a new world. To add a new event, I'm going to decide what period. I'm going to put it here in... I'm going to add it here in this Age of Cataclysms. And I'm going to put it on this page real fast. Let's see. Decide what period the event is in. Yes. And as we go on, if there are multiple events in the same period, you need to decide whether it becomes before or after other events. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. An event must be inside an existing period, and I will tell you what happens during the event, and I'll say if the tone is light or dark. So, inside the Age of Cataclysms, I'm going to create an event titled, or an event called Dark.
Dark.
The capital. Let's see. Why is it so far away? The capital of Caspian is swallowed whole by an earthquake.
Hmm.
Over 3 days and nights. And can't spell earthquake to save my fucking life, apparently, but. So, I have created our first event. Okay. So, we're going to continue going in the same order. Rowan, go ahead and make an age or a period, and then create an event anywhere on this timeline.
All right. Let me do this. Make a copy of the age template. A duplicate. Go here. Maybe. Wait, age template. I will rename
Yeah, there's the age
it.
template copy at the bottom. Yep.
Huh. It's weird that I don't see the copy. I'll rename it first and see if that helps. So I want to call it the Age of Alliances.
I am. Oh, there it is. Yep, the Age of Alliances.
Scene.
Great. In our tab on the right-hand side, do you want to drag it to where it is before or after the Age of Cataclysm?
It is before the Age of Cataclysm.
Okay, I can drag it for us. All right, Age of Alliances, and then the Age of Cataclysm. Okay.
Get to drawing. So I want to edit the text here.
Oh, if you want to double click on the box.
Alliances. Dark.
Oh, is it a dark?
Yes.
Ah, really?
Description.
Here, I'll bring us over to it so we can all see it.
Cradle. Trying to think here.
Forthusen Winter.
Politics. Sorry, I'm quiet as I do this.
No, you are just fine. Besides, the keyboard clicks keep us company.
Yeah, sorry, my keyboard very loud. There we go. As humanity spreads from the cradle of its homeworld, forces of politics, science, and coin seize upon the chaos to forge a new order. This order seeks to hold a tenuous grasp over what they have unleashed.
All right, so we're talking 1914, huh? Actually, this feels a little closer to 1890. At least I think that's when Napoleon was. No, sorry.
A little bit. This is very... Everyone's going out there. There has to be a new order established. So almost more of a Cold War situation. The
True.
old world order doesn't work anymore. Something new has to fill its place.
Very true.
And then I'm allowed to put an event. Something.
Yep. And how I do that is, yes, there's the pencil and the drawing tool. There's one for text.
Draw text.
Yes.
And I am going to go to the final age. Add an event in the final age.
I'll drag us all there so we can see.
And I would create a text box that says the unifier emerges from a war-torn world. And I will update the fill. Solid black.
Okay. The unifier. Or whatever color you want.
Opacity 1. There we go. I'll move that to be in line.
This is where I will ask some clarifying questions. This feels like a period, more than just an event. What specifically do they emerge from? Is it a battle? Is it? I shouldn't be, but what specifically are we talking about? Yeah.
Emerges from a mercenary band.
What are they called?
I don't know. I have to think about that. But would that not be if we were getting into the nitty-gritty of the event?
Oh, this is an event. Yeah, absolutely. Be as specific as you want. Use nouns. Use nouns, absolutely.
Oh, you're asking the hard questions. You're making me think up names.
I just grabbed one out of thin air when I said Caspian sunk. The capital of Caspian sunk into the ocean, or actually, the Earth swallowed it.
Just looking at some examples real quick.
A great example: the sinking of Atlantis. Over 3 days and nights, Atlantis was sunk into the ocean. Anyway.
We will call this mercenary band the... Oh, I had a name, and then I lost it. Sorry, let me read. From the mercenary band Emerald's Light Cavalry.
And I do have one more question. When you say emerge, what do you mean? As
rises to prominence, gains
becomes the leader of, or as specific as we can get with events. An event is a great example for me. Is an event tells me what happened. When we get to scenes later, scenes are asking what happened.
Yeah, on the war-torn world of Mimnal. There we go.
Oh, and is it light or dark?
Oh yeah, I have to do that. Yeah, I will say that this is a light event.
Okay, I just realized I need to... Yes, I did put it down.
There we go. Sorry that took so long. I am terrible when it comes to coming up with proper names.
Mimnal. Okay. Mimnal is... well, actually, I shouldn't be asking that question. It is Lo, it is your turn.
So just
Okay.
not for you to decide.
I can duplicate the template for you, and I can get us on there if you'd like.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. There you go. There
Okay.
is your template.
Okay. Now, if I'm gonna make it an age, do I have to call it age of, or can
You
I
don't
call
have to call it the age of, but it's just a period in time.
Sure. Okay. All right. So I'm
Just
going
as long
to,
as you keep it broad.
yeah. All right. So I click on that, and I can just click the pencil to edit the name, or is that I right click on the template and click configure?
For the name,
Yeah.
yeah, right click and then hit configure.
Okay.
And scene name should be the thing at the top.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I want to call this Death of Ethics.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh man. All right.
We're going dark all the way, guys.
Alrighty. But we've bookended it with light events. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Mom, pick me up. It's bad.
It's really bad.
Okay. And once you're done, all you have to do is hit save changes.
Okay. Save changes.
All right. Where on the oh, I guess I should have asked. So in the scenes folder, do you guys have it set alphabetically or do you have it set to sort manually?
Sort alphabetically.
Oh, okay. There's a button that'll let you sort it manually. If you click on the
Okay,
alphabetical,
there it
it'll
is.
flip
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like, what do you mean? It's already or it was already correct when I did it.
Okay.
You find it, Lo?
Maybe.
There's in the top right corner when you're in the scene area, there's two buttons below the tab that says create folder, and one of them has a down arrow AZ. Just click on that button and it'll go to sort manually.
I don't even see that, but I can tell my screen keeps cutting off like the very top, so I might not be able to see it. But I know.
Boy.
Yeah. I do want Death of Ethics. I want that to go before the Age of Cataclysm.
All right.
Man, we're making this place suck.
Perfect. And so give us, well, you're already on this page. So if you double click the text box, there's 4 tabs at the top. The one on the right says text. You can go over there to change what the text says.
Okay.
Just give us a few short sentences on the death of ethics.
Okay. Click. I just double click it, right?
Yep. It should be a pop-up.
I don't know if it's loading it yet. I guess I'm gonna start typing and then y'all tell me if you can't see it. Okay. Oh, see that pulled up like the
Didn't seem to work.
No. That
That's
pulled
fine.
up like the chat box for me.
Oh, unfortunately, it works a little bit differently. It won't pop up in the chat box. If you double click on the box, it'll pull up a pop out.
Yeah, I'm double clicking on it, but I'm not
doing anything. That's
No.
okay. I can do it.
All right.
What's our description?
Okay. I had competition towards advancement gives way to the betrayal of morality and nature itself.
Okay. Competition towards advancement gives way to betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again. All right.
Yeah, a betrayal of morality
Okay.
and nature itself.
Gives way to betrayal, morality, and nature itself.
Mhm.
All right. And is this a light or a dark age?
It's dark.
I just figured.
Yeah.
It could be a good thing, you know. I'm betraying you for what's best, I guess.
You
Okay.
never know. Okay.
And on the left-hand side of your screen, there is a drawing tool.
Yeah. Yes, drawing tool.
Okay. And then in the drop down, you click on it, and it pulls up a row of things next to it. There's one that
Yes.
says draw text. If you click on it, you can click and drag and create a box that you can then type in.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
your event.
Trying to think what event.
And it doesn't have to be this age either. You can make one
Right.
in any age.
Yeah. I think I do want to make one here. Do that. Okay. And then, all right. So I made the box. I double clicked it. Do I do?
Oh, you don't need to double click it.
Okay.
So if you draw it, you can start typing. Once you hit
Okay.
enter, it's done.
Oh, okay, great.
So I can delete this one for you and you can try again.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you can type.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say. I was trying to think of this earlier. Um,
This is always the tough part.
Yeah. I know, because now I'm trying to think at least two names that can be the two main things that set the precedent for some of this. So
Easiest
top.
thing to do is go with a person. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Set the precedent. Oh. There's more. I'm trying to think how to say it. There's a better word, but I'll rewrite it in a second.
You don't. It doesn't need to be perfect.
Okay.
But what if
Perfect
she
is the
wants it
enemy
to
of
be
done.
perfect?
I do. You're right, though. It is. There's never a perfect, really.
Because I, for one, understand
Mhm.
the urge to do everything perfect.
Oh yeah. It do be holding me back sometimes, but when I'm finally able to do something, it turns out pretty
I
good.
get it. I get it.
A lot of times, if I get stuck on something at this point, I'm like, maybe let's just not do that, and then keep going with whatever else is there. Each other.
And by the way, just a few sentences.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna cut it down. There's gonna be.
No, more sentences. More.
No, no more than like 2 or 1.
650-word essay.
No, because it will never get done, and I want to go to bed sometime.
Coward.
Okay. If I wanted to re-edit the text in one part, where would I do that?
I'll have to end up doing it.
Okay.
Because if it doesn't give you a pop up when you double click it, then there's no way to edit it.
Well, it did give me a pop-up this time, but it gives me. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really give me what I'm wanting in that sense. So okay.
Is this
Okay, I'll
Here,
tell you
you're
what.
gonna. By the way, you do have to hit enter, otherwise it never does
Oh.
show up when you're done.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to hit enter now because I can't. It's typing. Oh, okay, it's still at the end. That's fine. Just a little more. Okay. Okay. So I would want. I hit enter. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So say top international competitors, Paris and Omicron. I guess you can delete the in particular because that's just kind of in there.
I'm listening. Why don't you read it for us?
Okay, so top international competitors, Paris and Omicron, these are companies, set the precedent by loopholing their way out of their own company's bylaws and pitting continental superpowers, as in like countries, against each other in a sort of highest bidder gets the final product situation. And what they're bidding isn't necessarily money in this case. It's natural resources, manpower, like a ridiculous amount of resources. Like basically you give me everything you have and maybe I will give you this product. It's almost like gambling.
It sounds very much like again, to draw from BattleTech, the idea of a batchal, a battle challenge among the clans would be the first part of it was a bid of forces.
Yes.
I believe that I will win this fight and I will bid so many of my forces in order to do it.
What is the final product?
Final product as in, so Terrace and Omicron, we're talking international competitors. They're a company, and they're building. So this is the age of advance. Well, it's the age of advancement in general. So they're making new technologies, like we're getting into the mech stuff, robots, whatever their models and
Make
things.
something specific for me.
Okay.
What is the final product?
Okay.
You want to be super specific here.
Yeah.
No one's going to get mad at you, I promise.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think. Trying to think of something fun. Gets the final product, and the final product is
Meth.
Gets the final product called Oracle.
All right, and you don't need to tell me what Oracle is. We got a name, Oracle. So we've got two different companies that have decided to bypass their own bylaws and basically sell Oracle, whatever that is, to the highest bidder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Let's see. Why are you not letting me fix the fill?
Maybe I can do that.
I'm not allowed to fix the fill for this. Okay.
Oh,
Whatever.
I think I might be able to. Is it?
Oh well. And
No,
it's
you're
not a huge deal. We can still read it.
Yeah, don't forget you have to set the opacity.
It won't let me change the color.
No, I mean if low is the one who can change the color and the opacity still.
Yeah.
Let me try. That's the weird thing. It lets me change the fill type and the opacity. It won't let me change the color.
The color? Huh.
Hmm.
Wonder if I can.
Weird.
Weird.
Okay.
How strange.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to go ahead and go first. So now we've done our setup round. Everybody's made a little something. We got things to start on, things that are interesting to talk about. I'll go ahead and go first to show how this works. And I'm going to pick the focus for our history. So I am going to I'm going to take us back to the overview for a sec. I am going to say our lens for this round, I'm going to put it right here, is going to be mech development. So, the things we make next are going to depend on, they all have to somehow fit within the focus of mech development. So, because I have the lens, I'm going to make two things. I'm going to make an event somewhere, and I'm going to make a scene somewhere. After that, Rowan will go, and Rowan will make, one thing. And then, Lo, you'll go after that and make one thing. And when I say thing, I mean period, event, or scene.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and show us how scenes work. Let me make an event first. Let me take us to the first stage. I'm going to make an event first. And I'm going to say the first mech is created in Omicron Seabed Labs.
Tying back to one of the companies that eventually screws everything over.
Nice.
Okay. And absolutely borrow from, it's not borrowing, it's all together. So I like that name, Omicron. Perfect. I'm going to use it. Now, I've created an event. The first mech is created in Omicron Seabed Labs. I am going to put this down also as a light event? I forgot to ask. Although I'm pretty sure I already know the answer. Your age of the death of ethics.
Mhm.
This is, let me guess. There we go. Hey, I fixed it. All right. Is this a light or a dark event? I'm assuming a dark.
I'd say dark, yeah.
Okay. There we go. All right, I'll come back to the first stage. Okay, so next to it, I'm going to go ahead and make the scene. Now, scenes are made. Let me read this specifically. Scenes are made for answering questions. I'm going to set the scene, the setting, the people involved. I can pick some people who are required to be there. Some people who are banned from being there, and what the question is. The scene goes until we answer the question, or if we feel like we're not getting anywhere. So, let's see. I picked our focus. We've made our history. We've made periods. We've made some events. Go down to the scenes. Perfect. So, I'm going to write the question here. The scene. Oh, wow. I screwed that up. So, I do also have to pick afterwards. We agree if the scene is light or dark. So, scene. What was the name of the person who create? Hold on. What? Oh, okay. What was the name of the first mech? So, I am gonna need um, the let's go with, I have a name here. Fuck off, Dropbox. Okay. All right. I am gonna need a Dr. Cassidy, the inventor, required. Now, banned, I am going to say, are any other scientists. Okay?
Hmm.
And there are 3 of us. So, how this is going to work, I've stated our question. What was the name of the first mech? If something is declared in the question, it's going to happen. So, I've declared there is a mech, we just don't know its name. I've set this. I do need. So, this takes place in Dr. Cassidy's C floor research lab at Omicron Tech.
Okay.
Let's see here. I may specify 1 or 2 characters that someone must play in this scene. The player can also name 1 or 2 characters that no one can play in this scene. Yes? Let's see. I can ban categories, like the soldiers, or scientists, or if I wanted to, soldiers. Next, what's going to happen is we're going to pick characters. Starting with the person, we're going to go the opposite way. So, starting with Lauren,
Mhm.
pick a character you want to play in this scene. It could be Dr. Cassidy, or it could be any number of people you think could be there, as long as they're not a scientist.
Mhm. Hmm.
Make them a grad student. They're not quite scientists yet.
The intern.
The intern.
The intern.
Alrighty. I was here for engineering, actually, not science. Okay, next goes Rowan.
I want to play the test pilot.
The test pilot. Perfect. Well, and because there's a required character that hasn't been picked, I will be Dr. Cassidy. Okay. Yep, all you need is a few words to describe the character. So, let's see here. Yes, we've picked characters. Okay, let's see here. Step 4, before we start this scene, each player is going to state one thing that their character is thinking about in the upcoming scene. We're going to start to the right of the player making the scene. So, Lauren, your intern. Some examples to give. Your thoughts could reveal what your character is going to do, or highlight what your character expects to happen. Revealed thoughts are a powerful tool for influencing the scene. You, me, Rowan, the things that happen in it.
Mhm.
You're gonna give us hints of where you want the scene to go with your thoughts. So, for an example, is yeah, don't reveal thoughts that answer the question before the scene even starts. You can hint or stack the deck, but don't give a definite answer. The navigator. So, for example, the navigator is wondering why they're being sent to Corvus 4. He can't believe they'd send a ship all the way out here just to take spectrographic readings. Your thoughts can be about other players' characters too, but you're only saying what your character thinks or believes. So the navigator thinks the lieutenant sold them out to the hegemony. Did the lieutenant do it, or is it the navigator barking up the wrong tree? That's, you have absolute control over your character, just not anybody else's.
Sure.
So, what was the next name down in the undersea labs of Omicron Tech? What are your intern's thoughts, or a thought that your intern has?
Hmm. So the intern is kind of in a state of amazement that this has truly been accomplished. So there is almost a sense of disbelief that they're actively suspending as they're witnessing this thing, the mech. Um, and in that, they're like, this is the greatest invention of all time. This could change everything. This is truly the future. And
Alrighty.
yeah,
Go ahead.
no, and like they're just really amazed that they get to be there. They're more focused on the prospect of what this is.
Alrighty. That works. Rowan, what's the test pilot's thoughts?
I think the test pilot is wondering. Nothing ever stops it here, especially not with scientists. They've made this thing. What are they going to do with it next?
Hmm.
Interesting. For Dr. Cassidy's part, I think Dr. Cassidy is believing that what they're creating is for the betterment of mankind. Furthermore, Dr. Cassidy believes that the creation of this invention will prove all of their doubters wrong, every step of the way being hounded by by doubters and finally putting them to rest. So let me see here. We'll set the stage, yes, in the dark, cold, clammy depths of an underwater research base. The floors are grated, the high overhead ceiling filled with leaking pipes and hissing valves. And the doctor is sitting there, hunched over some readings on the computer, uploading some last minute adjustments to the power core. What's somebody else doing in this scene?
The test pilot is probably within this ramshackle, well, not ramshackle, this skeletal frame for the suit. This is before it gets its final plates put on and is pressure sealed against the undersea environment that they wanted to go out in, and is testing everything, retesting, and retesting everything. The leg servos, the arm servos, making sure that everything is hardened against pressure, water sealed as far as it can be before the plating is put on, and is just doing their work quietly and diligently, probably inside a test chamber.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
And what is the intern doing?
I'd say the intern's probably rushing around pretty much anything that Dr. Cassidy does not have their hands on right now. The intern's probably fumbling with it and trying to show that, like, I'm being helpful, I'm gaining experience, and they're just kind of got that nervous busy bee energy going on.
I'm throwing grenades! I'm helping!
Everything's on fire!
It's like the SpongeBob brain scene, but it's just one person.
Yes, I can see it now. No. That's servo. No, hold on. Let me just taps on the keyboard. Okay, perfect. Okay, try that again. Okay, good pressure on that servo. Great. Hydraulics are leaking. You know what? Good enough for at least a first test run. Did you make sure that the core was 93% palladium this time? Looking over at the intern.
Yes. 93, yes, 93.
Okay, good. And it was the pure stuff, not the crap they tried to shove down our throats last time.
Right. I made sure of it. Double checked.
Okay, well, Christmas tree is all good on this side. What about your side? Looking out at the pilot.
He's probably doing a few more things before looking back towards the glass between the test chamber and the actual lab itself and giving a thumbs up.
Okay, everything ready? Okay. Commence chamber test number 4. Let's go ahead and get that reactor spinning up. They say as they slide a dial up. I'm sure the pilot can feel pilot, what do you feel as the reactor starts to spin up?
There's probably an electric feeling in the air, like the whole room for a moment sparks with like a living feeling to it before reaching down to the controls and testing them out. There's a hum as the reactor spins up. And after a moment of hesitation, this facsimile of a person, 2 legs, 2 arms, had been like, weird hunch, arms down, hunkered on its haunches, readjusts and stands upright.
Good, good. Umbilical power seems to be doing right. Uh, I'm sorry. What is your name again? Cassidy says, looking at this intern, who's probably told them like 5 times by now, at least today.
Danny, sir, Danny.
Danny, great. Danny, cut the umbilical. Let's see if it'll stand under its own power this time.
Right. And they start messing with dials and knobs, and as the process starts up, they're already furiously taking notes on a clipboard and making as many observations as they can.
Oh, perfect. All right. Umbilical is severed.
There's a
Okay.
moment where the mech probably lists to one side, and the pilot has to readjust things, grabbing hold of a few. This thing probably has very simple. What's the word I'm looking for?
Hydraulics.
Manual controls.
Oh,
Everything
gotcha.
is done analog, and has to readjust them. Is like, come on, baby, before it shifts, steadies itself, and he starts moving the arms, having it twist its hand at the wrist side to side.
Good, good. What is the What is the resistance like on the servos against the water?
About what you'd expect from anyone in the water.
Hmm,
Bigger,
fair enough.
heavier, but you don't pay me to know these things.
All right. Well, we've made it this far. Let's go a little further. Go ahead and spin her up and see if the mining drill works.
Yeah, Nil do just what he's told. Flip a couple switches, press a couple buttons, routing reactor power into the mining laser. And I'm sure they
Hmm.
have like a
Oh
test
yeah.
range for it to fire down.
What does the intern see as this laser spins up and fires? What does it look like?
So, as laser. Uh,
Bzzz.
yeah, they're kind of watching in amazement as they see this thing come to life. It's like a beam of light, I'd say, with a bluish hue, and spinning what would ordinarily be impossibly fast. Um, and they're amazed and caught off guard by the power there. And then they're also watching dials and things on the wall to make sure that whatever balances need to be there, that nothing is in the red.
Gotcha. And this streak of light sizzles through the water, slamming into the rocks downrange, melting a hole straight through the bedrock. All right. I guess test article X14 is completely operational. And I think we've answered our question.
X14.
Hmm.
So there we go. That's one scene in the books.
Nice.
Cool.
Let's take a look here. Once that's done, yeah.
Yes.
For the next scene as well, we've seen the basics here. Everybody picks a character. The person setting the scene can pick the setting and can tell us who's required to be there and who maybe is not allowed to be there. So, some other things to note about scenes. We can't change the future, obviously. That's just a given. We've answered the question. Let's see here. there's a difference between fact and opinion. So some things are fact, some things are opinions. We're pretty good at telling what the difference is. If you're not sure, but you want to think out loud, just say you're thinking out loud. Your character doesn't say it, but that's what you're thinking. Players can introduce a secondary character. So, say me, the Daimyo, and another Daimyo are having a discussion. Well, say I decide I don't like the way this is going, or maybe it doesn't fit my vision or something. I can choose to introduce a secondary character, and I play that one as well.
Hmm.
As long as it doesn't interfere with what we've set up.
Makes sense.
If there are things done from one character to another, say an assassin attacks the Emperor, the assassin will tell us, I attack the Emperor. But the Emperor gets to decide what happens to them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's that.
Now, are we allowed to establish events or just scenes at this point?
At this point, you're able to establish an event or a scene as long as it focuses on mech development.
Okay.
Let's see here. Scenes. Let me think here. I'm looking really fast. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be connected to an event either. It can just be a scene in a period. It doesn't have to connect.
Cool.
If you want to answer the question yourself instead of letting others participate, you can always dictate it to us. You can say, "This is the question I have, and here's how I think answers it." That's fine too. The last thing I was going to mention is there's another type of character you can play if you so choose. Let's see. You can say two people are having a discussion on the Great Wall of China. Two guards are having a discussion. And off in the distance, you can see the light of an approaching army. If two people want to play the two guards, that's fine. I can choose to play time. So I'm not directly a part of the scene, but we'll say I am that army out in the distance. And so if I feel like things are going a little slow, hey, this army is getting closer. Now you can start to see individual people. You can see the horses coming up to the wall. A little bit more to add time pressure to. It's called giving a push. You can do that as well. So, that being said, it is. Let's see here. I believe Rowan's turn.
Yes, and I would like to establish in this same age.
Okay.
I'd like to establish an event.
Go right ahead.
I need text tool. Put it here. This will be a light one.
Whoa, Zappa. You're not gonna take my turn for me.
Well, no, I don't think it'll actually go here. My bad. Let me delete that
What is
one.
that?
I think it'll go the Age of Alliances. There will be an event.
Oh, you're creating a new period?
No, event within the period.
In the Age of Alliance.
Different period.
Here, I'm gonna drag us all there so the camera can see it.
Yeah.
Zappa, I know
This
you.
one is-
I know you really want to be a part of this, but guess what? The prerequisite for playing Microscope is speaking a language we can all understand.
But he speaks idiot.
I don't speak idiot. Just English. He
Yes.
doesn't even do that.
Across the solar system, the memory cores are established.
Memory cores. Ooh, what are memory cores? What do they do? Sorry.
Pockets of technology, expertise, and learning. The cores are seeded to protect developments in key fields from sudden collapse, ensuring some sort of future and continuity.
Sweet.
Oh, that's very big. Also need to. I also cannot change my opacities.
Okay, so what you have to do in the fill, there's a fill type. You want to go to solid.
Oh, that's what was wrong.
Then you can change it. Okay.
There we go.
No, Zappa, you're not gonna eat that. No. Okay, there's an event. Lo, your turn. A person, what animal, mineral, or vegetable, or whatever.
I missed 20 questions. Let's see. Navigate to a couple and then choose, probably.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. I am going to branch out. This is the main thing I keep thinking of. But in Death of Ethics, I want to do an event. Or no, I want to do a scene. Sorry, a scene.
Okay. What is the? If you'd like, I can set it out. What is your question?
Okay. Question is, I'm having to work backwards because I know what the scene wants to be, but I'm like, it needs to answer the question. Maybe the public's introduction to what was the public? No, hang on.
What was the first time the public saw a mech?
Maybe. But yeah, but then setting up the scene that kind of answers it. Shoot, so it's a different question. Maybe. Okay, we could do this. How was Oracle introduced to the public? Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, to the public. Alrighty. I'm excited to see where this one goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give us a setting and give us, if you need, it may be helpful to set some required characters or some banned characters.
Right. Okay, so setting, I'm thinking, imagine like a worldwide broadcast, televised, or whatever version of television they have at that point. But it'd be like a televised broadcast.
Honey,
It's
look
strange
on
real.
the boob tube.
Zappa, did I say you? Okay, yes, leave. Thank you.
Back in just a second.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a worldwide broadcast, and I think characters that should be there.
Yeah, anybody you gotta have there to answer the question.
Trying to think what the right title would be. Um, I guess maybe it could be like a CEO in that case. They're kind of like the face of a company, sort of. Because I imagine like the CEOs of Terrace and Omicron.
Okay. So you need 2 required. Okay.
Yeah.
What remind me what the terrace. Okay.
And I can think of names real quick if you want me to.
You don't have to. You noticed last time we just went with the pilot, and
Yeah.
the only reason I asked for a name for Danny is because it felt appropriate for this doctor that was so engrossed in like their work to forget the rest of the world.
That's true.
Hey,
That's
you
true.
over there! I need you to do a thing. What's your name again?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Mhm.
So okay, so we need the
Okay.
Terrace and Omicron CEOs. All right.
Yeah.
When Rowan gets back, we will have him pick something first.
My
Yeah.
name?
Oh.
Why, it's Christmas.
Do you have
sir.
anybody banned, by the way?
Oh. Band. The mm, hmm. Nah, I don't think so. Kind of pick and choose.
Okay, gotcha. Go
No
ahead.
girls allowed.
Go ahead, Rowan.
Oh, and I pick
So
someone, or do I add to this?
There are 2 required roles: the Terrace and Omicron CEOs. Other than you can pick one of them or something else.
I want to play the head of basically the head of PR, the person who is in charge of trying to get these 2 people to work together for this.
Hmm.
Oh,
It is,
the person, yeah.
sitting on the sideline while they have their broadcast. Basically, like head of PR.
Okay. So, oh man. Then I guess that comes to me, and I will pick. You notice for the scenes, we pick roles in the reverse order of the way we're going. So,
Yes.
I will pick. I guess I'll pick the Omicron CEO,
Hmm. Okay.
which leaves you, the Terrace CEO.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're on a worldwide broadcast. Paint us a picture.
Okay. Hmm. So you've got an entire camera crew setup thing going on in the background of this. That's where your PR rep is, and all those people guttering around trying to make this look as good as possible. Your CEOs are in front of the camera, front and center, with this Omicron thing, or not Omicron, sorry, Oracle. And I guess it's a very busy scene, but we're getting to the point where it's like, okay, and we're on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 type of situation.
Okay. You can tell me what Oracle is, or I can describe what Oracle is because I and
Oh, okay.
it's okay. You can if you don't have an idea, then I mean,
It's like I do, but
my
I don't. I kind of want y'all to help me build it because, like, think about this as like it's like like I said, worldwide broadcast, and this is also like almost think of something like it's very professional and profound or whatever, but at the same time, it has the vibes of those late night soliciting commercials that they're trying to sell to you.
Gotcha.
So they're almost trying to sell Oracle is like a prototype for something they want to sell.
Yes.
Well, furthermore than that, we have to remember that it was something they basically sold out to let's see here. It's basically, according to the event you made, they pit basically governments against each other for this. It's not for your everyday person, it's for the world, right?
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, I guess
okay.
with this thing, because this scene specifically would be the portion of it where, their main thing is, they want the governments to buy in on this and go into this essentially gambling bidding war type of situation.
Okay.
But in order to do that,
Right.
this is where they're trying to sway the public to want their government to do that as well.
I can see it.
What if Oracle is a faster than light communication system?
Hold off on those ideas just yet. I'm thinking because collaboration is great, but we all want to do to keep our hands close, our hands close to our chest.
All right.
Let's. So we start with, we have our setting. I can see the Omicron CEO. Hello and welcome, citizens of the world, to a very special presentation brought to you by Omicron and Terrace. I am your friendly Omicron CEO, Burke Buntley, and today he's just kind of rambling on, not giving Terrace an opportunity unless Terrace takes it to introduce themselves.
I think the PR rep is this high-strung woman with a very tightly bound bun who is tapping their foot and taps at her earpiece. It probably flares to life with like a purple magic glow. It's not even an earpiece. It's almost more like a pearl inside her ear. And she's like, come on, switch the cameras to Terrace.
Yeah. And
well, I'm here to introduce... I'm sorry, it is not my turn.
We are here to introduce okay. So like the Terrace CEO, I think they're younger and it's almost like a young entrepreneur like feel from them, but you can tell they're very savvy and it's almost like, is this person just really cool and smart or are they a shark type of thing? So the Terrace CEO speaks up and goes, we are here
to show you technology that will revolutionize the world as we know it.
Someone get Buntley to share the screen time.
This isn't just technology. This is the future. And they both kind of step aside, or at least the Terrace one steps aside to show more of this oracle.
And I'd like to push and challenge that idea. What if it's behind a curtain? And the curtain pulls apart to show Oracle.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, describe what Oracle looks like to me.
It's almost like... I'm still trying to decide. I guess maybe imagine a sphere, but it's like weirdly perfect, almost like a bubble but made of chrome. And it's just kind of levitating there.
Interesting. Introducing Oracle.
Close up on the machine, close up on the machine.
Now, this is not an item that you would find in a shopping market. However, this is a device that governments can use to usher in prosperity to their people. And because of that, there are only a limited number of these currently for sale. Not every country can get one, looking over at the Terrace CEO. And those that can ill afford it are sure to be left behind.
Yes. In this age of progress, what we are in need of are. Hang on. Blanket.
Well, I'm sure what my Terrace CEO friend here, is meaning to say is to give a explanation of what Oracle is.
Yes.
Now,
This.
What are they
Go
doing? You're like this poor PR rep is just tapping their foot, smoking a cigarette, looking so stressed.
we have answered the question. How is Oracle introduced to the public?
Hmm.
Whatever comes next, well, is going to have to be for another scene. Unless you're not happy with how your question was answered. Or you feel like there was something a little bit different you were looking for.
I'd say maybe I really did blank on that part because I was trying to think what to say first. But let me add just a little bit more from the Terrace
Okay.
CEO, and then I say we're good.
Go ahead.
The Terrace CEO goes, yes. This is, like we said, the future. Multifaceted, multifunctional tool. Not just for the good of the government, for the good of the people. Economy, prosperity, abundant resources. Just for you.
Perfect.
And that's the funny thing. The promise of abundant resources, but it's like, we need to take your resources.
Growth, profit, profit.
Growth plus profit. Okay. So now that we have come back to me, let's take a look here. Growth plus profit. Yeah. Okay.
I do love me some profit.
Scenes. Okay. Yes, good questions. Keeping track.
Starch cola.
Okay.
Put some life into it.
Let's take a look here.
Starch cola.
Okay. So, next, I get to add one more period event or scene. And then we're going to hand it off to the person to my left, which would be Rowan. So, how are we doing? Let's go to the Age of Cataclysms. So, we've already got an event. The capital of Caspian is swallowed whole by an earthquake over 3 days and nights. I'm going to add another event. The largest mech battle in history takes place on the plains of Aurelia. in 24 hours, let's see, 300,000 mechs from 50 different nations.
Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
That was just going to be
That-
300,000 people.
Everybody's
No.
just fighting in a field. Like, everybody.
300,000 mechs from 50 different nations clash along with the conventional militaries of 80 different countries. With well over 1 million casualties. It is the bloodiest day in human history.
I should sure fucking hope so.
I'm sorry, did I say 1? I meant 10.
Die!
Just a sizable portion. Just a sizable portion of population.
Wow.
Bro, everyone's fucking dead, bro.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, sure, there are mechs, but there's also the conventional militaries to think of. Entire
Yeah.
battalions, 180 countries. Even if you're talking just 10,000 men from each country, that's almost 1 million people by itself.
Right. I mean,
There's
yeah.
a lot more than that. Yeah. Why was this battle fought? Who fucking knows? Who are the belligerents? Who knows? Who won? Who fucking knows? My answer is probably nobody.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a
battle that you
full
win.
win.
I should probably say this is a dark event.
I don't know. I was getting some light out of that. For my fucking war profiteering portfolio, my stocks just went through the roof.
By the way, did we say the name of the first mech was a light or dark?
I think we
That was light.
Light?
Yeah.
Light for what it is, dark in context, right?
Yeah.
Dark and
Dr.
implicated.
Cassidy murdered 100, not murdered, but got 10 million people killed in a day.
It's in the future. It's in the
Global
future.
cooling took place in a day. Let's see here. By the way, the memory cores are established, hidden pockets, Age of Alliances. The memory cores. Is this a light or a
Yes.
dark event?
I'd say it's a light event.
Okay. And what about that scene we were in with the Death of Ethics?
Let's
How was
say
Oracle introduced to the public?
it comes off as light,
Okay.
but again, dark implications.
Right. Okay.
It's
So,
Hmm.
that's it for my lens, which was, the development of mechs. By the way, so for Oracle to fit in there, Oracle has to be a mech of some sort, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So let me take us back to the overview. We're gonna pass the lens off to Rowan. Rowan, what is your lens?
I would like to call this lens the Long Night.
Hmm.
Okay. I explain. I require
I would
context.
like us to.
I'm wearing
I
my
would like.
context hat.
I
Sorry.
would like us to focus on the period of the post-apocalypse into the post-apocalypse.
Okay, so you are
Either
gonna
what
go ahead.
led to it, or what happened during it, or what happened after.
So in your lens, you have decided to call this apocalypse the Long Night. I like it.
Yes.
Mm.
So you get two things: an event, a scene, two scenes, two periods, two events, two periods. Go ahead and make it.
I'd like to make an event in the death of ethics, if it'll actually take me there.
Okay.
Let me get to my text. Make an event here. It will also be a dark event. And it'll be...
Hold on real fast. No, never mind.
Let me pull up. I have some names I can pull from here. Sorry. Terribly sorry.
Nope, you are fine.
Terribly sorry. Terribly sorry. Terribly sorry. Terribly sorry.
So yes, a new event.
Yes. So I put it in text.
Does it involve Peppa Pig World?
But no, but you haven't been to Peppa Pig World. They have great public transit. We established that Oracle was to some degree related to mechs, correct?
Yes. And I will add, the Terra CEO, when they were talking, they used a lot of buzzwords, but you'll notice they said multifaceted, multifunctional, like this can change and affect everything. So it's implied it does a lot of things, but it is definitely a mech.
And I think that this is the event that kind of caps out this age and leads into the next.
Okay.
Is that Balaam Thule, the original pilot of Oracle, driven mad by his mech, declares himself ruler of all humanity and initiates a great war. Oh, I need to put dark. Dark. And I go to fill, solid, black. Bam.
Balaam Thule, the original pilot of Oracle, driven mad by his mech, declares himself ruler of all humanity and initiates a great war. Beautiful. You know what's crazy? That comes before 10 million people die in a day.
Yeah. That's just how he caps it off.
All roads lead to Rome. It's
Right.
It's after he went a little.
Alrighty. You have one more.
Yeah, and I believe that I would like it to be a scene here.
Okay.
We're just not filling these, correct?
Yeah, I just left him that to provide some contrast.
Yeah. So for this scene, how did humanity respond to Balaam's betrayal. And I think it is pretty obvious here for a character that needs to be present is Balaam Thule. And can't really think of anyone I don't want to be here. Does anyone else have any inputs?
Oh, no. This is all you.
Oh, this is all me.
I can ask some clarifying questions, but the creativity come from you.
Yeah, I think that all I think is really necessary for that is Balaam Thule has to be there.
Okay.
Since it do be him going crazy.
And so I guess will come to me is picking my. I get to pick a character.
Do you want to be Thule or someone either there or witnessing this?
I want to be Balaam Thule.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know he wants to be it too.
We all want to be a little crazy.
What the fuck is this, Robert? Sorry.
I just want to be a little whack. And that goes to Low. Who do you want to be in the scene?
Guess I could be. Honestly, I would just like to be a person that's just like watching this craziness. I will say, was there a thing, Gunnar, that you said earlier that we could be two characters? The option of that?
So you can be. So if you'd like to be, you could be a representation of time, if you'd like. Whether that's a restless crowd watching the conversation, or you pick a character now, and then during the scene, if you feel like there's somebody you want to add to it, you can.
Okay. I think I do want to be time in that sense. And yes, how I would perceive time is like the people watching this and probably slowly going into complete chaos as a crowd. Mob mentality.
Perfect. And remind me who you were playing as, Ruin? Oh yeah, you get to decide now.
I haven't decided.
Yes, you get to decide.
So hold on, let me actually add that because we are adding it in the text. We have the crowd. And I would like to be a woman named Morgana Thane. Balaam Thule's right-hand woman.
Oh, yes. Set the scene for me.
Totally.
Paint me a picture.
I believe that for this is probably after humanity has begun to expand beyond its original homeworld. So there has to have been some government established since then, and they have a central government facility. It's a bit like the United Nations building in New York. It is the center of power for all of humanity. This assembly room is beautifully decorated. It's both austere and yet has a sense of gravitas towards it. There are these wide semicircle benches and tables and desks that come out in several rings around a central podium where speakers can come and talk. And banners hang from these stony walls depicting all of the colonies, all of the great nations and factions that are represented here. And Thule has smashed his way in here in the midst of a joint session of all of the members. Outside, it's bedlam and chaos as he and his loyal soldiers have taken the entire building and wiped out any sort of guard.
Perfect. I can see Thule stalking in straight to the center of this, the pit here for a speech, raising a firearm high over his head, letting rip a volley of shots to get people's attention. He's dressed in, actually, well, I don't know what he's dressed in. Someone had to tell me. Actually, hold on. This is, sorry, scene is collaborative. It's my choice what he does. Sorry. He is dressed in his mech warrior armor, resplendent with a purple cape and cloak that he has up over his face. And what is this place called again?
We'll just call it, for ease of remembering, the General Assembly.
General Assembly, I require your attention.
Yes.
A General Assembly.
Yes. Okay. So the crowd, I'm imagining, since you kind of said United Nations-esque type of thing going on, I'm thinking these aren't just, maybe not just regular people, maybe it's like government officials and people like that. So, he just bursts through a freaking wall and is yelling at the top of his lungs. They can hear he shot his volley. They can hear gunshots from all around them in the surrounding areas. Like, it is immediately paralyzed by fear. Like, you could hear a pin drop in there.
Don't go anywhere. After all, no one's coming to help you. Turns to the right hand. Show them what I mean.
Yeah, Morgan Thane, who is probably also dressed in her mech pilot uniform, just smiles this sneering, contemptuous smile towards all these politicians before she walks her way, casually savoring the moment of triumph towards this probably data screen, taps a few buttons, and it just shows the madness outside that they were probably pulled into the assembly room to try and hide from. And it's just chaos. Mechs wrecked in the street, people running all over, trying to get away from it, and probably like Thule's personal carrier ship just hanging in the sky like this big, ugly sore.
Ooh, you've introduced something I didn't think about, but now that I'm thinking about it, I like it. Oh, I like it. It's worse than just this. At this moment, every single base here on the Caspian Peninsula is under attack. As he snaps his fingers, and the scenes change to overhead satellite photos, which the General Assembly, especially the military-minded among them, will realize it is their satellites that they are viewing from.
Hmm.
And it looks as if the entire peninsula is on fire.
Oh, God. All right.
The entire coast is under attack.
The silence in the room, I'd say, is broken by audible gasps and hushed whispers of uncertainty. And you can tell panic is starting to arise in the room, like they have lost before they have even begun.
As that old show used to say, Morgana, show them what they've won.
Line yourselves up, if you would be so kind. We can do this orderly, or we can do this quickly.
Okay. And at this point, this is where the crowd some begin to stand, but then you can tell rapidly the panic is arising and you're getting different reactions from different parts of the room. Some people are being complicit. Some people are on their knees being like, I can give you anything you want. I can aid your cause. Like, let me help you. I want to be a subordinate. And you've got people understanding that this may well be the end for them, and they are just lashing out and yelling like, you won't get away with this, or you do this now, you'll be sorry. Empty threats, but out of anger.
And Morgana laughs at that and looks to Balaam and says, yes, declare yourselves for the War Master.
Are the charges in place, Morgana?
Just as we discussed.
Good. Set them for a timer. And let us go finish what we've started at the Executive Palace.
Yes, War Master.
He turns and steps back towards the hole they've made as his people rush in past the two of you.
Mhm. At this point, the crowd has erupted into stampedes of absolute chaos. People are being trampled, everybody's screaming because they're under the illusion, although they feel like ants compared to these mechs and everything else that they're seeing. At this point, it's like just a bunch of people trying to get out of that room, even though that's not going to happen.
Hey, Morgana, where did you put those charges?
In the underlying foundations of this building. It
And
will
as-
just reduce the
Go ahead.
entire building to a crater.
Burying his people and his enemies alive inside the building with no regard for friend or foe.
Yeah, no, it's complete chaos, and people are like, this is insane, this is madness, and like they're screaming at these mech soldiers that are simply repelling them back, don't even care what's going to happen to them, and just complete and utter panic, and people are realizing like it's beneath us, like there's nothing we can do, and it's just bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
I think that's where the scene ends, is the General Assembly building is sunk into the earth, collapsing in on itself.
I think to answer the question, if I might take over for just a moment,
It's your scene.
is we see all of this playing out on screens across the solar system, across a dozen worlds. In fact, that's what we'll even call it. I have decided that it's my scene. I'm in charge. It's
Okay.
the dozen worlds. As then cuts to half or so, however many, declare themselves with Thule, perhaps out of a genuine want to create a new system, perhaps out of a complete and total fear of what he might do to them, while just as many declare that they will see him brought low for this treachery.
I fucking love it. Ah, this scene is so good.
That's
We
great.
will end it there.
Okay. It goes to it goes to low.
Yes.
You have one event, scene, period, whatever you feel like making.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so we've got Death of Ethics, the Age of Cataclysm. Wait, then the Age of Alliances. Yeah, because I can't see my order right.
And we also have the Final Age.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Alliances, ethics, cataclysm, final age, template.
There we go. Okay.
Right. Alliance is first, then the ethics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Mm, Okay. I want to do an event. I'm trying to think. I could do it in Age of Alliances, or does it need to be that? I mean, it could
Hon-
also be. I mean,
Honestly,
Mhm.
if you're unsure, maybe pick a wild guess. It doesn't have to fit the period perfectly. Sometimes it can make things surprising. For example, if you had said during the Age of Cataclysms, mechs are introduced to the public for the first time, that would be insane. But it would be interesting because that means for however many years, somehow the world has managed to hide the existence of mechs from the public. And that would be a story worth exploring. But
Mm.
just as an example,
Yeah.
don't do that. I've said it, we can't do it. But just
That's
how
fine.
mixing up where things are in the timeline can make an interesting story.
Right, and I forget this is, we're focusing on the long night, and so this can be something that also led to that.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. Okay. Okay, so I think I want to do an event in Age of Alliances.
Okay. I'm going to
I'll
drag
do
us all
the
there.
Yeah, and then I'll do the text box, so I'll take
Yep,
care of that.
go right ahead.
Text. And then here. Okay.
Here, give me just a second. I will be right back.
You're fine.
What are you thinking, Lo?
I'm thinking dark again, I think.
This setting sucks and we make it suck.
We make it so. Because I want it to be something like somebody does something, and it's would kind of be what propels us into the next portion, which is death of ethics. I want to think, what would that be? Because in this part of it, right, this is, you've got alliances, you've got competition, but it's not necessarily all out industrial chaos at this point. We're getting there, but we're not there yet.
No, but they do try to seek to establish a new order during all of this solar system colonizing. It
Yeah.
just ends up backfiring on them. So it could be that these companies start getting granted greater power or something. It's all up to you. What do you think would take an age where governments and companies and scientists and all of these other groups are trying to tenuously work together and turn it into the death of ethics?
Right. Ooh, okay. Maybe this could be something complicated. Maybe it would be light after all, but it would be something that ends up being dark because, like all ideas, it doesn't matter what your intentions are. How it goes is how it goes. But
I mean, they introduced Oracle probably thinking it was a good thing, and then it drove someone.
Right.
Right.
I keep thinking of Mr. Boss that I'm feeling ooh when he's like, oh
Yeah, he was feeling oogly good. That or they were going, like, I declare myself the War Master, and I'm going to take over all of humanity. And these two companies went, fuck, it's genius. Why didn't I think of that?
or someone's in the background like, yes. The CEOs are like Pinky in the Brain. What are we gonna do tonight?
What are we going to do tonight?
What we do
Same
every
thing. We try to make money.
Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, so this will
It's
be
quiet.
light. It's always quiet. Okay, this will be a light event,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, fun name. Okay. The outline. I'm gonna be quiet while I'm typing it, but then I'll speak eventually.
You're good.
Did you hear that car?
Yeah.
I apologize. I thought my nope, never mind. There's another
Nah, I saw an opportunity to make that joke, so I took it.
one.
Fuck, it's genius. Why didn't I think?
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. An alliance of powerful empire nations propose a union of their resources and cultures into a sort of utopia nation.
So this is like the establishment of the General Assembly.
Mhm.
Perfect.
To a sort of utopia nation known as, I'm going to go with the name. It's Caspian, isn't it? There's a Caspian or is it
Yes.
Caspius? Okay, Caspian. Okay.
I mean, oh yeah, Caspian. Yep.
Yeah. Promise that's right. Okay, I'm gonna hit enter. Okay. And then I'll do the
Sweet.
double click. I'll do the fill thing real quick too. Solid. And I'll do it. Oh, nope. Okay.
Got me thinking of Pinky in the Brain now.
As we were saying when you were out of the room, Gunnar, those two CEOs, they're like Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the which one is insane?
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like the Brain is low key the terrace one. Like they be acting a little dumb, but they're actually not dumb at all.
Looks like
Jesus.
an Billy Goog.
Let's see here. Okay, so I it's my turn, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am thinking. So, Age of Alliances is dark, so we've got... There's a lot of light events for a dark age here. But you've got basically the Star League. Okay. Let's see. So we have first age, a final age. Okay. Remind me, which one? Oh, Balamthul in the Death of Ethics. All right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Where are we going, Treebeard?
Okay, so the Long Night. Something to do with the long... Oh! Hey, what if I just... Okay, in the Age of Alliances... in between the memory cores being established and an alliance of powerful nations, we have a dark event.
Mm.
All right, let's see here. I'm just thinking in my head for a moment. This is Strange Reel. But I'm still going to call it the solar system.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I've been using.
Yeah.
Sent to, let me think here. Okay. So think small, but think big. Small in terms of number of names, but big in terms of context. How about this event? The largest and oldest colony in the solar system, Cosmos 4, goes dark. All communication is lost with the colony, and vessels sent to assess the state of the colony are lost.
Ooh.
And this happens before your utopia.
Yes.
Maybe the reason for them uniting?
Yes.
Who knows?
Yeah, I like that.
So that takes us back to Rowan. Rowan, you get to make one more, and then we pass the lens.
Oh. I think we're going to go to the final age Damn, I wish I had two. And we're going to add an event before the unifier.
Okay.
Move that. Put that here. And this will be another light event. Actually, no, this will be a dark event. And it'll be across scattered remnants of humanity, a second great awakening sows further chaos as magical ability spreads throughout weary populaces. And then I go to that, and I make it solid, and then I make it black, and I make it that, and boom. Oh, need to. Oh, dark.
Sweet.
And that's it for me and my lens, I think.
Alrighty. Let's think here.
Now it goes too
the
low.
lens is passed too low.
Let's see. Mm,
Yeah, I can make your lens. What is your lens?
Okay. Let's do. Mm, I think the way to say it. I don't just want it to be Oracle, but I know that's what some of the content I have in mind is going to be. But I think I'd rather have it be a little more generic title. Maybe. Hmm. I think would be a good word for it. It'd be like the the errors or issues with mech systems in general, or something like maybe even say ulterior motives with mechs. Maybe I don't know.
Okay. Motives with mechs. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do white. And then there you go. Ulterior motives with mechs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, we can think of this as like some power struggle stuff and what people really want with the development of things like Oracle and the other mech technologies. Maybe what a government wants from the resources that they perceive as what a mech could give them. It could be kind of in that whole category, if that makes sense.
Works for me.
Okay, so maybe.
So, yep, you get to make two
Yeah,
events,
two things.
two things.
Okay. Okay,
I
let's
figured you were gonna
do.
do. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking around.
You're fine. You're fine. I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay, let's do an event in Death of Ethics.
Okay. I'll take us there. And the death of ethics. Okay.
And I'm actually thinking this should be in between. Oh, we'd have to move all the little boxes
That's
though.
fine.
But,
I
okay.
can move them.
Yeah, it'd be in between those that we have there.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll make the thingy. We're gonna go with dark again. And I'm gonna say as testing and programming / updating of the Oracle Max Advance. Well, advance and are mass produced. Notable errors in concerning okay. I disregarded paper. Okay. What do we think of this as testing and programming updating of the Oracle Max Advance and are mass produced? Notable errors and concerning test results are disregarded in favor of the possibility of hive mind control via the Oracle.
Hive mind control.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Wait! I figured something was up with them. It felt like you were going somewhere with it, and I didn't want to take that from you.
Yeah, the place they were going was Bug Logic.
What are we gonna do tonight? Or no, what are we gonna do tonight? Brain. We do every night. Take over the world.
Try to create hive mind control.
I got to be Pepsi again. Pepsi. There we go. Okay, so there's that.
Okay. Are you doing a scene there as well? Or are you doing another event or another scene somewhere else?
I could see a scene there, but let me look and see. I might want to do a little something.
We're all okay going around the table once more before we wrap up, right?
Should be.
Yeah.
Like, do a whole nother swing, or until the end of Lowe's, you mean?
Until the end of Lowe's.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's
I
Let's
just
take
no.
it.
I was just making sure we didn't have anybody that needed to go at some point.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm good. And yeah, okay, I'll do a scene for this in Death of Ethics. Yeah, I would like to do
Okay.
that. Okay, so the scene will also be dark because it was not a good time.
Dude, this time sucks.
Yeah. So for this scene in particular,
Burke Buntley.
hmm.
Man, I love that this
Let's
is a universe where the name Burke Buntley can exist alongside Balaam Thule.
Come on, Burke Buntley is definitely a CEO name you've heard before.
I like the name. It's just funny to me how vastly, wildly different in like tone these
Tone?
names are.
New
Where
money
I went,
versus
like,
old money.
I need like evil people names, and pulled up Balaam and Morgana.
Hmm.
Those were
I
good
mean,
names.
you're
I
not
saw
wrong,
Morgana. Yeah, I was like, I like that.
Naming your kid Balaam is just setting them up to fail. All right, little Balaam, you're gonna be a nice war criminal when you grow up. Oh, Daddy dearest, I love you.
You kissed your dad on the mouth?
What's the question we're answering?
Okay, the question we're answering is
I can write it if you like.
yes, please.
Okay.
So yeah, dark scene, and the question is how the CEOs and other people in power in these companies with the testing. So how the company officials reacted to the news of very concerning, like the possibility of cyberpsychosis. Let's just call it that.
Excuse me.
That is what this
Possibility of
So, just to make sure, if I put cyberpsychosis down on this card, it is canon. It is part of the lore. It is there, and I'm here
mean,
for it.
That's how I'm interpreting Balaam's stuff. So unless y'all disagree,
I'm just trying to think of a different term for it.
sure.
Why?
Not legal reasons, but that was almost my go-to, is like legal reasons.
Okay, how about
Pulling out legal lore again.
How about?
Yeah, don't make me pull out my legal lore.
Hold on. I can make an acronym for this if you'd like. So, cybernetically augmented psychosis, which would be CAP.
Dude, he's gone crazy. No cap. I like it. I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude, he's gone crazy. For real, for real. He's just like me.
Psychosis. I don't know if that has how you spell psychosis, but okay.
Good enough.
Good enough for government work.
Yeah. Okay, so in the scene required, I would like a head scientist or developer type of person.
Okay. So I need a
You need a nerd.
Big, the biggest
Lead
of nerds.
scientist. Okay.
Yeah, lead scientist. And I at least want the CEO of Terrace to be there.
Okay. You don't want Burke Buntley there?
No, he can be there if he wants to be there. It's open ended.
Well,
Any-
so just one or two required. So the second one will be Terrace CEO.
Yes.
Put
Okay.
Buntley
Any bands?
in.
Because
Any bands?
no bands. Yeah,
Okay.
anyone else can be there. Those are just the two that I definitely
All
want
right.
there.
So going back to the right from you, Rowan, who are you playing?
I would like to play the scientist.
Oh, I thought you were going to play Burke Buntley.
No, I don't want to steal Burke Buntley.
You're going to make me play him, though?
He's already kind of yours.
You gave him a voice and everything. It was great.
You made him. You mastered him.
Yes.
Okay.
I made you.
I guess I'll play Burke Buntley then, and then that means you get to be Terra's CEO again.
Perfect. Yeah.
Set the scene for. Paint me a picture. I like that term better. Paint me a picture.
Yeah. Okay. So
Tell me a story.
results have come up from a variety of testing sources across multiple boards, brought to this lead scientist of there are very concerning implications of what this is doing to test subjects mentally, what it could do to them. Errors in the programming that have been disregarded prior, saying that they wouldn't have a big impact. Oh, what do you know? You ignore this little needle in the haystack and it becomes something much bigger. So the scientist has all this data collected and they have called a meeting with heads of the company saying these are results that need to be reported and we need to do something about it immediately. So this meeting is like a call to action type of situation.
Okay. What's the boardroom look like?
The boardroom, imagine like a really long conference table. You've got a lot of different affluent business people there. And I'd say these people, like, they're in suits, they're serious, they mean business. And really it's like the only one there that like is a little bit more casual, but it's because he's used to working in a lab, is your scientist. This room it's lit, but in a way dimly lit, because this meeting is occurring very early in the morning before most of the other people that would be rummaging around in the surrounding offices and areas are even there. This is a late night / early morning type of meeting, almost an emergency meeting situation. So you don't even have all your lights on. You got a projector where he's got stats up there, and it's kind of a tense energy in the room.
So I'm sorry, I don't quite understand what this quantum entanglement shit is, if you pardon my language.
This scientist is probably tall, thin, a mess of like shaggy, dusty blonde hair that's not very well kempt. He's got a bit of a scraggly beard growing. And he's just wearing like a decent shirt if it had been properly laundered, but he has been up for so long and has not been able to take care of it. His tie is undone. He's in just casual slacks. And he sighs and he's standing at this projector that has all of this technobabble and diagrams of the human mind, as well as like the Oracle device and all this stuff. Hands on the table, takes a deep breath. This isn't anything involving quantum entanglement for the third time. The best I can boil this down to is that the more we've been trying to push this Oracle device onto people, the worse that this is going to get.
I
Whatever
don't see worse necessarily, but continue.
The more that we've been pushing these cybernetics into the pilots in order to better integrate them with the Oracle device as predictive algorithms, the more it's like something within them or within the Oracle is rebelling, some sort of literal ghost perhaps, or something that when we ran the numbers, this shouldn't have been. But now
Mm.
we're getting field results, and they're consistent across every planet, across every zone, across every kind of person.
Hmm.
Is only
Well,
going to
it's
get worse.
At
well,
this,
it's certainly not my hardware causing the issue. Looking at the Terra's CEO.
yes, the Terra CEO has been quiet, but at this point, they clear their throat and say, well, I certainly appreciate the accumulation of data here. It certainly shows the case that you are making. But I have to ask about that word you used. Rebellion.
I don't have a better word to describe it, sir. It's like
Is it
something with. Go ahead.
okay? Is it rebellion or is it control?
And the scientist kind of narrows his eyes. He's like, and has probably never been a scientist that has been on good terms with what they want to use Oracle for. And says, if it was the control you're looking for, they wouldn't be shooting each other mid-combat.
Well,
We're
all
getting-
I see is the need for a stronger implementation of, well, what we've already been pushing for.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I
not
agree.
going to get that. You have some of the strongest willed individuals on all the dozen worlds put in these Oracle mechs, and they can't control it.
And why is that? You haven't given us an answer yet.
Because I've only just now been able to discover that there's something wrong. We need to shut down the implementation of this project until we can be assured that it's safe.
Terrace, this is one of your scientists, yes? One of mine would certainly never talk to me like this.
Well, I do encourage continuous learning. And I must say, I admire that you have looked so deeply into this and been able to find the error that previously was was unrecognizable. And they stand as they say this. Kind of take a few
Well-
steps toward the
go ahead.
scientist. Take a few steps toward the scientist, and they're looking closer at the data on the screen, and they're quiet again.
So, from
This
what
isn't
I
just
understand...
This
Go
isn't
ahead.
just an error. This is systemic to the entire project.
So is it... I'm assuming it's a software issue. Is it, Terrace?
There's a word again. Issue. We have issues.
Well, obviously, you don't have control.
There are differences between what's an issue. You know, you have several types of errors. I just prefer that word, but you know, there's errors that aren't value added, but sometimes there's errors that are necessary.
What if, just brainstorming for a moment, we isolate the source of this, as you so put it, rebellion, and then add a switch? After
The
all,
source
it would...
is Oracle.
It's not the entirety of the thing. After all, we have had several successful successes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably turns and, depending on how close the Terra CEO is to the screen, it's like he's got part of the images on his head as it's coming from this projector.
Hmm.
It flips to all of this other stuff, and it's all of these after action reports tying back to earlier test pilots, as well as things like criminal records from police, medical records from hospitals. And he says, every pilot we've had from test to production that has been in prolonged use of the Oracle device has had the same results. Our successes are short-lived until this catches up with them.
Hmm.
Well, unfortunately, I happen to agree with our scientist friend here, at least insofar as this does not seem to be one of your value-added errors. However, I cannot agree with the assessment that taking the program offline is an astute action to take. There must be another road here somewhere.
Exactly. An opportunity. And at this, the Terrace CEO turns to face the room. Humans as a whole, we are strong-willed creatures. But where there is strong will, we simply need stronger programming. And when we speak of rebellion again, the only rebellion I see against the progress of this programming is you. And at that, they turn to the scientist.
And the scientist just looks almost confused by that. It's like, I'm not rebelling against anything. I'm presenting the data as I find it.
Yes. And there's the question of necessity. Someone said necessary earlier. And that word now is bouncing back and forth. The Oracle is necessary. Stronger programming for the Oracle to reach its highest potential is necessary. More testing and test subjects are necessary. But I have to wonder. And at this, they lean in closer to the scientist. Are you necessary?
For God's sake, sir, you have to understand that if you keep pushing this before we know what we have, what happens when it pushes back?
We push even harder. But seeing the tension in the room, they look around and kind of hold their hands up, one of those quelling motions. We have concerns to address, certainly. Let's, you and I, addressing the scientist again, almost taking a step back. Let's talk one-on-one offline about this. There's more testing to be done, surely, and we don't need to waste anyone else's time in here. Let's you and I talk alone.
Should I make any changes to our planned unit schedule arriving to your software data centers?
No, Berkey. You're fine.
Berkey.
Perfect. I shall let the board know we are still making mountains upon mountains of cash.
Excellent.
And I think that scene is done. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Berkey.
Necessary deep lore.
Did you know that in 2186, the CEO of Omicron was Burke Buntley?
Berkeley
Sorry.
to his friends.
Berkey to even closer ones. Okay.
Yeah, and the scientist sounds like he's about to get, shot.
I was
Fall
thinking
out of
that.
the
I'm like,
building
you
onto
can
some bullets.
absolutely shoot him here in front of the boardroom if you want,
Well,
but
I thought about it, but I was like, if we do that, I'm like, I gotta think how this weirdo would think from Darius. And I'm like, nah, they be
And
sneaking. Yeah.
I was gonna say Buntley wasn't gonna do it. Buntley was just like, "What is this thing?
I
Get
just
him out
imagine
of here!"
if I would have just shot the lead scientist, Buntley would have been like, "Oh, good heavens, what is it?"
Actually, probably yes. So we can get back to the important things now.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Damn, these motherfuckers evil.
they're CEOs. I mean, evil CEO trope is trope for a
Yeah.
reason. Let's see. What do we
Yeah.
got? Let's see. So,
Yeah. So those
Lauren,
are my two.
I guess it's me next. Let's go to. Let me see here. You know what? I am going to do a thing. I'm going to do the thing. Hold on. What was his name?
The thing.
I think it's in the Death of Ethics. All right. I have placed it. I will bring you all here. I have my scene prepared. What do you think?
How does Balin Thule die? I like it.
All
Thule
right.
is necessary.
Well, Balaam.
Balin Thule was so cool, he was not even present for his own death. I mean, depending on how fucking crazy he's gone by this point.
I mean, he probably wasn't mentally there, but he was physically there.
He was so zooted he wasn't there.
I think that's the only person I'm going to require there.
Who are you banning?
I'm not going to ban anybody. I feel like this is pretty
Berkeley
open-ended. So,
Berkeley did it.
well, this is probably decades after that took place. If Burke is alive, I wonder how.
Yeah, in my head, I saw this, the Long Night, in terms of like the actual war, going on for like 7-8 years.
I figured this is probably, that is as good a capstone to lead us to the final age as any. You know, just the largest battle in all of history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's scary? In this world, mechs are separated from the conventional military, but you know it isn't? Spaceships.
Spaceships, wizards.
True.
We haven't been touching a ton on the magic.
No, but I think that's fine. I think that's fine because I imagine Oracle has something to do with it.
Yeah, as I said, I can be part of that. Absolutely.
God, that's what it should have been instead of what is this? What is this quantum entanglement you're talking about? It's for the last time. It's not quantum shit. It's fucking magic, asshole.
Idiot.
Fucking idiot.
Fucking nerds talking about their science in my magic school.
So, let's go to Lo. Who are you playing in this scene?
Like, wouldn't Rowan choose first?
It goes reverse.
Oh, you're right. I want to be something like An assassin.
Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. What about you, Ruin?
That's where I'm conflicted, because I'd like to play Thule, but on the other hand, I have a wacky idea.
Okay.
And you know what? I think I'm going to go with my wacky idea, because the whole point of this is we're supposed to do, like, the unexpected, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to play Aurelia.
Aurelia. Aurelia, which Aurelia?
The world of Aurelia.
The battlefield.
Oh. Oh, the whole. We're calling the planet Aurelia?
Yeah,
This
I thought that's
planet,
what on
Aurelia?
the plains of Aurelia.
Okay. Now, is Aurelia the exoplanet, or is it the home world that's habitable?
It's probably an exoplanet.
Okay, so we're kind of in it. Okay, sorry.
Because it could have been that like several planets were made habitable before the shit hit the fan.
Gotcha. Well, I guess that means I got to play Balaam.
Mm.
Oh no.
An assassin. And Balaam. Okay. Oh, I see it now.
Paint the picture.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to paint
Please.
the picture.
Paint me a picture.
So, Balaam Thule stands atop his city-sized airship, hovering over the plains of Aurelia. Underneath his ship, tens, no, hundreds of thousands of units. Mechs, tanks, artillery, aircraft flying through the air, spaceships hovering in orbit above the plains, facing the entire Aurelian army, 10 million strong. He presses a key on his wrist, and springing to life across every news feed, every radio wave, every piece of technology across the plains of Aurelia. He projects his masked, scarred face. So, I gave you all one chance to surrender as the last free bastion of the dozen worlds and submit to my graceful, loving rule. And you have decided to disobey. Don't you hear it from your oracles? From every fiber of your unwitting being that you want to submit to me. You've had your chance. And now, he presses another button on his wrist control as mechs all across the Aurelian front lines start to shut down, toppling over. You've lost your chance. What's going on, everybody? I have here
What's
passing the
going on,
ball.
assassin?
Okay. You remind me, is he in the interior or the exterior of his
He
ship?
is on the exterior of the ship, standing atop of it. It looks like a giant cigar-shaped, well, space-worthy dirigible almost,
Okay.
gleaming silver in the sunlight
Mm.
atop a promenade. This platform staring out across the
Yeah.
battlefield.
Okay. So as Balaam is positioned where he is,
Yep.
back behind him, scaling the exterior of the ship, but unseen to the naked eye, except maybe as an ant, but you'd have to be pretty close to even see that. There is a figure making their way towards that platform. Very much the definition of stealth and blending in.
I love it. In your earpiece is the incessant drone of Balaam. He's somehow the team you were a part of, you've just completely lost contact. It's all been cut by Balaam. And meanwhile, across the Aurelian front lines, there's probably, well, you tell me what it's like when all of your mechs and stuff just stop working. Or does it all stop working? Rowan? Check your chart.
I think it's in the moment before everything stops that for Balaam, it's like the entire world pauses, but he's still able to move. And there's like a soft hum in the back of his mind before a pillar of light shoots up and ensconces the entire room he's in.
So there's a moment where the pause, and as the smoke clears, Balaam steps out of it, points his finger at whatever shot that at him, and you just hear fire everything. And shells, artillery, missiles, lasers from his ship and all across his front lines come barraging, pointed straight at whatever laser that came, wherever that came out of.
And it would be
I
a
told
moment
you.
where, like,
Go ahead.
everyone he asked is probably saying, "But sir, there's nothing there." Like, no one else seems to have seen that.
I said fire!
And then, like, in the back of his mind, he hears a woman's voice talking to him. And it says something to the effect of, like, "And I have walked the edge of the abyss for 1,000,000 years. And I have governed the unwilling."
Whew. No. You are not going to take this from me at the moment of my greatest triumph. No.
I
He
have
presses
witnessed
another
countless
button.
empires break before me.
I may die here, but the one thing I will make sure is to take millions of you with me. And he smacks a button on his bracelet.
Okay.
And I think...
By
go
this,
ahead, assassin.
yeah.
Assassino.
By this time, the assassin is on the platform, and
You're watching him ramble to himself.
yeah, and like they aren't making their way to him. He's just pressing more buttons, and in the assassin's mind, there's the thought: the more he does, the more will die. I have to act now. And in that moment, I'm trying to think how they would do it, but they've got their own kind of mech suit thing going on. That's how they got up there, obviously. As their camouflage kind of falls apart, they go into offensive mode and they just lunge and launch basically onto Balaam's shoulders, gripping onto his head or helmet or whatever's going on there.
And for the assassin...
At the same time, yeah, go ahead.
Someone is there, like, pushing you along. Someone is giving you that extra step you need.
Yeah.
And you hear in your mind, probably something you've never heard before, but maybe Balaam had, because all around you, for both of you, it seems like everything is breaking down, like reality itself is shifting. But it's you will be the protector of all of our colonies. There'll be a great deal of hardship on the road ahead, but you will be the best that we can make you.
Yeah, and they hear this voice, but instead of experiencing the fear and the denial that you hear Balaam rambling to himself about this assassin in their mind, is just even more assured that they have to do this right now and not to hesitate.
And Balaam, when you go to resist, you see below you another shot of light from the ground. And as you look where they're shooting, it's not from a facility, it's not from a weapon. It comes from Aurelia itself. As you see these tendrils of light turn into individual hands like fingers that wrap around his body and hold him still. And that woman's voice says, "This place will become your home."
I think Balaam shrieks and tries to, avoid the beams as best he can. But what did you say, assassin? You were trying to do to him again?
Yeah, so they're gripped onto his head and shoulders, and they take a device out and attach it to his helmet. I assume he has a helmet, but even if it's not, it can just be on his head. Big deal, because he's in a mech suit, right? So they attach it to whatever is surrounding his head. I would assume it's a helmet.
Gotcha. And what is this device designed to do?
So the device, upon connecting with the mech suit, the helmet, it seems to hardwire itself in. And there's only a few buttons on it, and the assassin is slamming and punching in a certain order, almost like it's a code. And then finally, they take the palm of their hand and just smack the whole thing. And as that happens, it embeds itself further into the helmet. And you begin to hear cracking and breaking as the mech suit seems to be imploding on itself.
Jesus.
And the voice, as you feel that, is speaking not to the Balaam as he is now, but the Balaam from before the Oracle, the good Balaam and whatever's left of him, says, "Don't be afraid. I am peace. I am home. This place will become your home." And then to the bad Balaam, as the implosion comes closer and closer, says, "This place will become your tomb."
And I think as he implodes, because the war still has to start, it is written, the evil Balaam takes one last punch at his wrist control and presses the big red button. Everybody knows that's bad. And as he presses the big button, he goes, "I may have died, but even in death, I claim victory." And then, boop, into a little mini black hole. But all is not well. I mean, he's dead, but we obviously know that whatever he pressed is bad news. But that's it for the scene.
True. Planet Aurelia had enough of his shit.
Yep. 10 million casualties ensue over the next 24 hours.
Mm.
And the planet does not respond. Because you know what? It did its part. That's up for you guys to fix.
Yep.
Yeah.
The war still happens, unfortunately. As it was written, so it shall be.
Sahib.
Which, so I'm going to put that down as a light event, but it feels a little bittersweet, right?
I mean, with Balaam
Yes.
dying at this battle, he isn't there to pursue more.
Yeah.
True.
The evil core is gone. But what else is there, I guess?
10 million died, so 100 billion may live.
Mm.
Sounds
Right.
like a victory when you are a planet.
The ultimate trolley problem.
Do you continue to planet and ignore the rest of the universe around you, or do you choose to kill this one very specific guy? That
Which,
brings us.
gotta say, what the fuck is going on with these planets if they can do this, right?
Yes. It's magic. It's magic, bro. Speaking of, it is now Rowan's turn. Rowan, gonna make an event or a scene to elucidate us more on this magic shit?
I do want to do something magical, but I don't know where to do it. Look at all of it. We don't really have anything in the first age. I think I have a scene to put
Okay.
in the first. No, I don't know if it's a scene. Yeah, it's more of an event. We'll put it after the first mech is created. Yes, after the first mech is created, it will be using mystical charts discovered by one of XO14's first outings. Diviners of the stars are able to discover safe routes from beyond the home world to the planets beyond, leading to the possibility of colonization.
Sweet.
Oh, and I have to put light. Bleh. Whoa, bro, I fucked it up. Yeah.
Alrighty, using mystical charts discovered by one of X14's first outings, diviners of the stars are able to discover safe routes from beyond the homeworld to the planets beyond, leading the possibility of colonization. Beautiful. Okay. And that brings us to one more made by Lowe.
Okay. But also maybe like to hit a magic thing, maybe. I'm not sure what yet though.
Oh, and it was supposed to have something to do with like the problems of mechs, but I feel like we've been playing it a little bit fast and loose. But
Yeah.
I feel like this
And
is
well-
the thing that kind of establishes people going out to the stars, which
Yeah.
leads to everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
I maybe forgot a little bit about Balaam, but you know what? Balaam was he bad mech controller dude. He had the power to
It
turn off
was an
mechs.
important thing to establish for the canon.
Yeah, and no, and that's what I was saying. With the category thing, it was more general, but like, no, both of yours connect to it. Because, yeah, even if it's a good ulterior motive, that's how that came about. Is they're like, yeah, let's go. And we can travel, we can do these things. So then that became another purpose with the mechs. And then whatever Balaam's goal was with ruling everything for whatever reason, that counts as an ulterior motive, even if it was programmed for whatever reason or whatever was going on there. Okay, so I'm thinking. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna finally. Okay, I think I want to do an event in Age of Cataclysm.
Okay, Age of Cataclysm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's do. This will be in between those two that we have right here. So it's after the capital but before the big battle day.
Okay. I can.
Yeah, I don't know how to get them all to
Nope.
join.
You don't do what I just did. That doesn't
Okay.
work. There you go.
Okay. All right, so let's do an event. I'm trying to think. I might decide how it should be categorized after the fact. So I'm trying to think. So all these natural disasters are happening, and it's devastating. It's hitting everybody. And I'm thinking, like, what is, things have been collapsing, but I guess any remnants of the government, or it could even be whatever Balaam is up to, since he's killed a bunch of people and he's in charge of so many, he's conquered so much at this point, maybe. So maybe. Say.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, what's the vibe check, everybody? How we doing?
We're doing pretty good.
I feel good.
We'll get out of here after this one.
Yeah.
And then the real work begins. And by that, I mean we may be playing another smaller game of Microscope. Or we will spend some time to like actually flesh stuff out, not in a constructed manner.
I don't know, it's more of a draft.
Something like that. I feel
Well, you
like
that was you said constructed, and I went, haha, card game.
I mean it wasn't wrong.
Dude, when are we going to do sealed format?
Okay. Okay. So let's say as earthquakes, uncontrollable wildfires, and mass flooding overtake every corner of civilization. Right, corners. I like that. Hang on. Every
So all across the world.
right. I
Or
mean,
worlds.
yeah, yeah. Because that's how I took it. When it's like from the largest nation to the smallest village, no one is left unscathed.
True.
So I imagine it's happening everywhere. It's like a phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
Tornadoes,
Balin did, it
hurricanes,
pissed off
earthquakes,
everyone.
avalanches. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We are gathered here today to say that this guy fucking sucks.
You ever seen a tornado full of trees? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, like not little ones, like redwoods. No. Oh.
You wanna?
No, not really.
You ever seen something just a little silly? Just a little goofy, makes you go, "Woo-hoo-hoo."
Okay. So as all this bad stuff is happening, mass amounts of the previously extremely rare material. Yeah, let me describe it. Mass amounts.
Welcome to the Giggle News Network. All the news that's making you big to go. Your host is me, the Giggler.
Okay. Hear me out. As earthquakes, uncontrollable wildfires, and mass flooding overtake every corner of civilization, all this destruction underneath it, mass amounts of a previously very rare and energy, say, maybe the better word is conductor, but energy imbuing and conducting material is exposed beneath the surface. It's almost like the slates are wiped clean and this material is what remains. And the material is known as oasis.
Hmm. Interessante.
Interesting. Yes.
Mhm.
Is that a light or a dark event?
Oh.
It sounds
Think about-
light to me.
Right.
Okay.
It's like as things are destroyed, this very rare and important magical material that has very good properties to it. It's like something new beneath the surface, is revealed. So I'd say, it's light in that way.
Sweet. Alrighty, everybody. I think we've got a great start for a world right here.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. So, what I will probably do is, because I believe next, let's see here, the 17th we're not playing, correct? Next Wednesday.
I'm not sure. Are we?
I'm okay for it if you guys are. Hello? Oh, you're muted.
Hello?
Yeah. Sorry.
Hoi.
You're
Yeah.
good.
I can play next Wednesday. I just can't play the 24th.
Okay, and I can't either, so.
Yeah, and I won't be able to do the 31st.
Right, I was thinking you were 2 weeks off there at some point.
I actually might not be able to do the 31st either now that I think about it. So
That works.
24th and 31st we have off, and then we ring in the new year on the 7th. What I will do is I will have some questions. Basically, actually, before we go, so I know where to focus my efforts. Going back to our overview, in what we've seen now, which age are we thinking of playing in? The first age, we have kind of an age of hope, where everything is new and unproven. This is where we have the beginning of space travel, spatial navigation, I should say, the development of early mechs. We have the Age of Alliances, which is where I guess we'll say, the pecking order is kind of stratified between large and small countries. At this point, we do have colonies. Are we thinking the age of... Excuse me. Are we thinking the death of ethics, which is where where Oracle is first introduced, and Oracle becomes a big fucking problem really fucking fast? Where basically the entire civilization of the Dozen Worlds is plunged into a civil war or a war against Balaam Thule? Or are we interested in the Age of Cataclysm, where everything kind of comes to a head? Or the Final Age, where everything is set to rest after decades of cataclysm?
My money is on the Final Age because I feel like there's enough shit set up and there's enough baggage going in that really the campaign can go just about anywhere.
Okay. What are you thinking, Lo?
I like that. I feel like Final Age would be good because there's enough going on in the background, and so we could have things happening as we're playing that harken back to what has happened before and why we are where we're at right now. Like, we're seeing all this stuff that happened, but what was left over that we're gonna have to deal with? So I kind of like that.
Gotcha. All right. And that leaves lots of stuff in the back. Okay. Then I will put some questions together that we will discuss next week. We'll also discuss Lancer as a system. Lancer's fairly intuitive, and I put some stuff in the chat here that make life playing Lancer super easy. It's called CompCon. Makes life easy. But that's for another time. So, what's that?
Just said cool.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else?
Not really.
Nope.
Alrighty, then let's go ahead and get out of here on a. Oh God, I don't even know.
R.I.P. Balaam.
Okay.
We already know.
R.I.P. Balaam.
R.I.P. Balaam.
Fuck you, I guess.